Over to Debbie.
All right, thanks a lot, Casey. Well, we are talking with Jonathan Saul today, the director, the clinical director at Recovery Ways. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
This is a big problem. It kind of goes like brushed under the rug sometimes.
Yep.
First of all, tell us what Recovery Ways is.
So Recovery Ways is a residential treatment facility for drugs, and it's a dual diagnosis facility, so we treat mental health disorders and addiction.
Do those go hand in hand?
Quite often.
Quite often they do.
More often than not.
Okay, so today we want to specifically talk about prescription drug abuse, which I'm guessing is huge.
Right.
All right, so talk a little bit about that.
So it's much bigger than you would imagine. I mean, it's something that's happening right under our noses, and it's brushed under the rug, like you said. It starts, I mean, in older adults, it's second only to alcohol abuse.
Which is crazy. I mean, you just really don't think that. All right, so you have a lot of experience in this, and there is one that I just thought you guys just nailed it here. The accidental addict. So explain what that is and how that happens.
Okay, so the accidental addict is somebody that gets addicted to prescription medications by accident, as the phrase would, is what it means. So it generally happens with an injury. Somebody gets hurt, falls off a bike, or dental pain or something like that, and prescription medication, prescription drugs are prescribed. And over the course of treatment with those, unknowingly, the person becomes addicted.
Right. So when I had my first baby, I ran out of the probably oxycodone or whatever it was they gave me, and I called and I said, hey, I need a refill on that. And they're like, oh, that's a level 1 narcotic. We don't refill that. I had no idea, and I'm really pretty terrified of pain pills because I think they're overly prescribed.
Right.
So is that one of those where maybe people don't know, and then next thing they know, they're on it?
Absolutely. The education piece is huge, right? So in terms of, it's a perception thing too, like you're saying, you don't really know, and the justification is that, well, this prescription comes from my doctor, so it's okay.
Right.
And then I take this as prescribed, and then as the illness grows or the process of addiction ensues, you're addicted.
All right, this is life-threatening, really.
Absolutely.
All right, so how serious is it?
It's devastating. I mean, people are dying of overdose. 50 people a day nationally die on overdose of prescription drug medication.
On prescription drugs. This isn't heroin. This isn't cocaine. These are prescription drugs.
Right.
And you're right. There is that perception, hey, my doctor gave it to me. It must be okay to take. All right, let's talk about some of the numbers here, because these are pretty staggering. So between 1994 and 2001, emergency room visits for narcotic prescription pain relievers increased 350% for oxycodone, 230% for methadone, 210% for morphine, and 131% for hydrocodone. All right, so it costs our country $600 billion a year to deal with this.
Right.
So what would you like to let people know? I mean, there is help out there. There are centers where you can get help, or your loved ones some help.
Absolutely. So at Recovery Ways, I mean, early intervention is key. We view addiction as a disease of the brain, and with just like any other disease, you're going to want to get early intervention. So if you come to Recovery Ways and seek treatment, we're going to treat, I mean, you need a multifaceted approach to treatment. You need to treat the mind, the body, kind of a holistic approach, but you also need to treat the brain. And possibly with co-occurring disorders like depression or anxiety, you need to treat those with some medication as well.
No one wants to not feel good, and no one wants to be addicted to drugs.
Nobody does.
Right. What is the way that people can get in touch with you?
Well, if you go to the website, recoveryways.com, there's an 800 number there, and you call the number, you can talk to a live person, and we'll recommend the level of care that's appropriate for your needs.
That's great, yeah, or your family members' needs. I know we've dealt with this somewhat in our family, and there are resources out there to help out.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for coming in.
My
It's great
pleasure.
information,
Thank you.
recoveryways.com.